Yeah, and we got a little news this week.
Oh, new news? Do I know the news?
I think you know the news already. I think you know this news already. Ashley, I keep saying crazy shit that we ought to try to do.
Yeah.
Thinking, surely the group will go, you silly goose. Stop your flights of fancy. Come back to Earth. And they do not. They don't. They go, yes, and.
Yeah. I mean, I have spread the word, Joel. This is not a place you're going to find any tethers.
It's going to be strange when we all get together again and the most popular shirts that our fans are wearing don't have fangs on them necessarily or anything about vampires, but they say, look, listen, and yes, and.
Yes, and.
For our little vampire crew. Okay, we've got news today. We've got feedback to get to. We've got an episode of this.
A good episode.
Fairly fucking awesome show to discuss.
Yeah.
Talamasca, the Secret Order is our topic tonight. And then we've also got events that are on sale, Ashley. This is the first regular episode that I've got to pitch some sales into, so I'm going to put it right up here front. Okay, listen, we're going. We had so much dadgum fun in New Orleans. We're going back.
It was crazy. How could we not go back?
Genuinely, how could we not go back?
I broke the news to Brett. He was like, "Oh no."
Oh, don't threaten me with a good time.
Oh no, another Halloween in New Orleans? Whatever will I do?
How about 2 Halloweens? Okay, here's something that had not occurred to me until literally just the other day. Someone in our chat group, in the Devil's Minions group, mentioned that, hey, this ought to be a good run because the next 2 years, Halloween is on the weekend.
It's on the weekend, yeah.
And I went, oh, yeah. Halloween's not always on the weekend.
No.
Like, it moves around like every other.
We're just fucking lucky right now because the universe loves us.
3 in a row, baby. 3 in a row. We did Fridays, Saturdays, or Sunday nights for Halloween. So next year, it might be a fairly small event, but it's going to be even bigger than we did this year. We're going to have 3 meetups across the weekend. We're going to do 1 live recording, not just me and Ashley, but Rose Sinister, the vampire historian and excellent tour guide from New Orleans. She's going to open up for us.
She's fabulous, y'all, and gorgeous.
The event, she really is. The event is not available for sale yet because we're trying to lock down how big a venue we need to get. There are very small theaters. There are very large theaters. There are a few spaces where we could do variations of that and buy more and more of the space as we get larger. So y'all need to tell us how many of you want to come. Go to, and I just set this up today, articulatecoven.com/events.
Look at us. We're growing.
articulatecoven.com/events. You can go there. You'll get info about the 26 event. You'll get info about the 27 event, the Great Convergence. We've got some big plans for 27, not just a live recording, but like a whole day. We want to have speakers. We want to have performers. We want to have
tarot card readers.
Again, yes, and we're talking to a tattoo artist about flash tattoos. You know, one board full of designs.
I will totally get one. 100%.
I'll probably get a couple if we're being honest. Anyway, it's not going to be a bad time is my point. Halloween costumes all weekend if you wanna, although just looking dandy and comfortable is a fine way to be too. There is never a more pleasant season to be in New Orleans than Halloween. It is the best. Warm in the afternoon, but not too hot. The humidity is just right. You got a breeze at night. It's a little cool. You can dress up and not sweat your pants off.
It was freakishly cool this trip, too. It was freakishly cool. Join us, you guys. We had so much fun. Seriously, obviously, selfishly, I just want to go and have that whole experience all over again because it was incredible. But it was genuinely so much fucking fun. We want you all there.
So what we're asking for is basically a deposit. You're going to buy access to the live stream. So even if you can't make the events, you can buy access to the live stream and say, yes, y'all go back to New Orleans, do something cool and let me watch it from afar. And you can upgrade your live stream pass when we have the full event ticket prices so that you can buy the ticket prices. And if you have that live stream, you're guaranteed a ticket. We'll have to close off the venue at some point and say, this is the one and this is how big it is. So if you want to make sure you get a pass, go and check out articulatecoven.com/events. All right. There is my sales pitch.
It is done.
One more thing on that. And this goes not only for those things, But for anything you do through our Patreon, if you decide, hey,
Oh,
I
yeah.
want these new things that Joel and Ashley are talking about that are available to patrons, I want to be at that $10 level, so I'll be on the patron special at Christmas time. I want to be at the $2 level instead of my free level so that I can get access to the, I came up with a good name, Articulate Coven Afterlife, our little bonus segments that are going to go after the show. Look at me. If you want all of that, you can do it through the web, though. Go to Patreon on the web and purchase it there, particularly if you're on Apple. I don't think there is an extra surcharge.
We're not sure if Google's screwing people, but it looks like Apple might be.
No, we're sure Google is screwing people too. They're just not screwing people, we think, in this particular way.
In the same way. Yeah, we're getting screwed, obviously, but not in the same way.
So I noticed the other day, only because somebody messaged me, the events are priced at $25 for the live stream for 26 and $50 for the live stream for 27 right now. When you're purchasing these pre-sales, you're going to be able to buy 26 until the end of November. I'll leave 27 open at least until January 1st at those prices. So get your orders in now. But Toby, one of our patrons and one of the folks that was with us in New Orleans, reached out and said, hey, I'm seeing like $36 for the 26 event and like $75 for the 27 event. I was like, no, ma'am. All right. ArticulateCoven.com/events on the web and buy it through there on the web browser. You can sign in even with your Apple account and then use it in the Apple app on your phone or on your tablet or whatever. That's cool. Use it on Android too, but order through the web. You'll save money.
Don't get screwed.
I want to make sure
if the price thing is not the way it's supposed to be, that is. We did not get audacious on you, I promise. I mean, not in that way.
If you did buy one of those events, by the way, at an elevated price, and I think at least a couple of y'all did, if you'll email me or message me and let me know, we'll try to do something with a little bonus when the full event prices are available. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Where was I? Oh yeah. My pitch is, I mean, genuinely, go grab these deals. The 26 event is going to close off at the end of November, 27 at the end of January 1st. Say yes and let's go make some magic happen. It's going to be fun.
I will not drink that many green drinks this time.
Don't make promises you can't keep, woman.
Look, I learned a lesson and I don't repeat my mistakes, Lestat.
Just think how many things Louis burned down. Welcome to the Articulate Coven, the original, unofficial fan podcast and community for Anne Rice's Immortal Universe, The Vampire Chronicles, Lives of the Mayfair Witches, and the Immortal Universe TV series from AMC and AMC+. The Articulate Coven is Ashley and Joel, but it's supported by listeners just like you. Find out more at articulatecoven.com/join. Okay. Articulate Coven. We are the Articulate Coven. We're the unofficial fan podcast and community for Anne Rice's Immortal Universe, especially her Vampire Chronicles and the Lives of the Mayfair Witches, as well as the AMC series about those shows. Hopefully in the future we'll have even more adaptations. We're going to have a Cry to Heaven movie before too long.
So excited.
It's going to be a busy couple of years, Ash.
It is. Right. We're staying busy, y'all.
We are your hosts, by the way. I'm Joel.
I'm Ashley.
And we are the Articulate Coven. And so are you.
And so are you.
Like, I don't know, Father Abraham over here. Let's talk news, Ashley. You said, do I know this news? I think you do. Michael Huseman, I believe is the name.
Oh, I do know this news, yes.
He's the latest addition to the cast of Mayfair Witches. They announced a few new additions for season 3 at AMC, but Michael was the one that made, a hubbub in the fandom.
Why is that? Why would you say that? Why would you think?
Because he's going to play Michael in the show. It's not just the actor's name. It is his character's name.
Surely it can't be Michael Curry because that wouldn't make any sense.
Well, let's see. He's described as a carpenter who built an inn that he runs himself. Though he hides a dark secret, his carefully constructed life begins to crumble when he falls in love with Rowan Mayfair, as played by Alexandria Daddario. It's Michael goddamn Curry, y'all.
It's Michael fucking Curry. That's what they've done.
Okay. I also want to talk about the fact that they went and found us Pedro Pascal Jr. Michael Huseman is
I
best
like
known
him.
for playing Dario Naharis in the mega hit Game of Thrones.
He's
He doesn't. Yeah.
He's also
Yeah.
the oldest brother in The Haunting of Hill House.
You're so right, and I forgot that. He's a Flanagan.
He's a Flanagan. He's the oldest brother, the writer.
Worlds colliding. They got Delaney Hales over there in the Flanagan Carey adaptation.
I'm so excited about that.
We got our Haunting Hill House in the Immortal universe. It's okay. The universe is saying yes, Ashley. The universe is saying yes.
We're getting a delicious gumbo of things.
He was in The Flight Attendant. He was in Echo 3, Angela Black. He appears in the upcoming
in The Flight Attendant.
Kurt Sutter Netflix series The Abandons as well. He was in both of the Rebel Moon movies at Netflix for what's the guy's name? The guy that made Man of Steel. Goodness. And he made Justice League too.
Oh, why can't I think of his name right now? Oh,
everyone's
either. So annoyed that's listening to this. They're like,
he made 300, and he made the zombie movies, and God, now I gotta Google.
It's making it worse.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh God,
Snyder. What's his name?
Zack Snyder.
Jesus, I didn't have to Google it. I just had to I had to threaten to Google it, Ashley. My brain finally was like, okay, I'll remember.
You don't even have perimenopause to blame for your foggy brain.
No, I don't. Okay, so this Michael Curry has worked with Jacob. He's worked with Sam as well on what was the project that he worked with Sam on?
Oh, I don't know. Somebody said it was terrible, but it wasn't their fault.
Yeah, it's not good, but they were both good in it, is what we heard. And he's worked with Flanagan. Like, they are trying so damn hard to make me be interested in season 3 and excited for season 3 again. The fact that Michael Curry,
with caution.
Michael Curry and Rowan are going to fall in love apparently in Salem, Massachusetts. So, like, my optimism is scaled back.
I mean, they can have a basement there though, so dreams do come true.
Okay. All right, a little feedback here. First of all, Louis Falls, this was just today that this came up. First time commenting, but I have been a lurker for a while. I'm really
welcome,
enjoying
lurker. Come out of the darkness.
So a lot of lurkers come out of the corners recently, it seems like. I'm really enjoying both your reactions to this show. We're talking about Talamasca here. To be honest, I've found the show underwhelming so far, but seeing you both be hyped up is making it more interesting for me. Joel, you have so much lore to pull from that it's always fascinating to listen to you theorize about how things tie into the books or might tie into the books. Ooh, and I've got a juicy one now that we're through episode 4, by the way.
Oh.
I've only read, this is Louis, I've only read up to Queen of the Damned, and I really enjoyed Jessie's character, so I do hope we get her in some capacity in the show, most likely to be Interview with the Vampire, though, right? On an unrelated note, I haven't seen anyone else ask this yet, so I apologies if you've mentioned it and I missed it, and we have answered it. I don't know if we've answered it on the show. Will you be reacting to the official first look trailer of TVL that was released during NYC and or reacting to the NYC panel and interviews? Okay, somebody else asked me the other day, our coverage of New Orleans, they were like, does this mean you're going to cover NYCC? And I thought they meant, does this mean we're going to Comic-Con? And I was like, we're not going to New York yet. New York is, I don't know how to explain this. New York is much further from us than New Orleans is. But
we could stumble our way south and end up in New Orleans,
exactly.
Let's be real.
But no, yes, we will try to do at least the main panel, and we'll absolutely try to do a reaction to that full trailer. I still have not watched the New York Comic-Con trailer. I know that it is different than the full trailer that came out before New York Comic-Con.
I've watched the trailer, but I haven't watched the panel yet. I definitely watched the trailer. I was like, gimme. And they did. One of our listeners is got to ask the guys a question during the panel. So I look forward to seeing that.
I saw that.
I think it was Lolly. I think it was Lolly.
I think you're right. Okay. we had a question actually that I think I mentioned part of this previously in our Unpacking New Orleans episode. Yeah, because this person Impregnado suggested that we go to Orlando for our next trip, your favorite city, and we were both like, all right, twist my arm.
I do love Orlando.
I did immediately imagine, though, okay, when we run out of Halloween weekends, maybe we do a group trip to Mickey's Not So Spooky Halloween.
I mean.
Anyway, here's the point that I missed, though. They said, okay, did you mean Daisy May or did you mean Ellie Mae Clampett? Okay, I told the story about the Beverly Hillbillies, and I said that Melissa kept reminding me of Leah Thompson saying, I am so filled with happiness. Yeah, I said several times that she was there to teach Daisy Mae. Daisy Mae is Lil Abner, another property about hillbillies that no one but me remembers, mostly. But did you ever were you ever in a production of Lil Abner, or did you ever see the musical version of Lil Abner? They filmed it.
No.
Okay.
No.
Are you familiar with, you're from Arkansas, so surely you know Lil Abner.
I'm familiar with Lil Abner, yes.
Okay, good. I was like, I can't be, listen, you're from there,
I can't
lady.
be the only fucking hick here.
Well, I mean, didn't you grew up in God
Springs.
Bless it, Hot Springs. I was like, what is the place? You grew up in Hot Springs. They have Magic Springs. Didn't they have like Lil Abner rides and like theming for part of their? Maybe I'm wrong on that.
I think no. You're probably thinking of Dog Patch.
Okay, so
Dog
I knew
Patch
that there was
USA,
an actual. Yeah, but that closed before we were. Yeah, I think that closed a long time ago.
It's defunct, and you can, but it's like abandoned, so you can go like.
Oh, it's still out there.
Pretty sure.
Like Six Flags in New Orleans East.
Oh,
that
they tore most of that down recently.
Yeah, they tore a lot of it down fairly recently.
That's a crazy ghost yard.
Anyway, I love both Daisy Mae and Ellie Mae, but yes, if you're going to talk hillbillies, Beverly, that is, it's Ellie Mae Clampett, not Daisy Mae.
Get your rednecks correct. They're not rednecks.
Daisy Mae dragged her man and had Mary and Sam sing the Mary and Sam blues or whatever it is at the end of that one. Okay, here's the reason why I got hung up on it, I think, though. Lil Abner was the first, it was the first adult main stage show that I did in my community theater where I grew up.
Oh.
Yeah, I played Evil Eye Flegel, who dresses in like an all green zoot suit, and he swings a chain when he walks, and he like crouches and slides his little shoes. It's a very funny character to play. Anyway.
That's excellent.
It's like 3/4 through the rehearsal period, Abner was sick one day, and he wasn't there it wasn't Abner, it was Mary and Sam, who's like the second male lead. He was out, and his big number was at, like, we needed to do his song in rehearsal, and the director was like, I guess we'll skip the song tonight since Gary's out, or whatever the guy's name was. And I just raised my hand because I didn't know any better. I was like, I know his song. He's like, what do you mean you know his song? And I was like, I know the words. I could sing his part if you want me to. And he goes, no, okay, do it. And so I sang like the first 4 or 5 lines without accompaniment. And he goes, do you know the lines in the scene? And I was like, yeah. And then they discovered that I knew everybody's lines in the whole show. I had memorized the entire script because my brain was Wolverine's brain, and it healed automagically. It doesn't do that anymore. Anyway.
I used to have so many scripts and monologues in my head. If you asked me to memorize a script right now, I would probably cry.
I was thinking the other day, if I had to audition, what could I do? And honest, I could still sing most of the Lil Abner songbook. Honestly, I could definitely sing Mary and Sam's big number at the end, but I think the only other thing I've got for like that I would feel pretty confident about is Mark Antony's big speech in Caesar. Like, I know that one just because I play it at least once a year or two. There's 2 or 3 versions, especially that I've seen of actors online, that I really, really enjoy. And so
you perform it along with them?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's
I do.
Fine. It's okay. You're in a safe space. It's okay, baby.
Anyway, I could do that one is my point. So Call me. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr.
We're
DeVille.
ready.
Ashley, we missed Easter eggs. We missed Easter eggs in the show. Episode
Yes.
3, top of the show, there's the fire.
A delicious Easter egg for a gal like Ashley, frankly.
With 3 really cool ones, honestly. So here's what we get. I freeze-framed it today and looked. One page shows a report on supernatural mesmerism. And it's clearly very much what we see in the novels from The Witching Hour, especially, where we get these missives from Talamasca agents back to the Mother House. And then the second thing we see is what seems to be, the text anyway, is text taken directly out of Blood and Gold, the Marius biography, effectively.
Hell yes, it is.
Okay, I noticed Nancy Ward picked a nit at this in one of the comment sections on Facebook. She was like, I mean, I'll cut them some slack because it's cool that they did it. But Blood and Gold came out in like 2004, 2007, and this fire happened in the 70s. Okay, in universe, though, what we know would be that writing was not collected by David Talbot in the modern day, but it could have been collected by David Talbot sometime in the 70s, Ashley, or the 60s. That's what occurred to me immediately. I'm like, David Talbot could still be the one that wrote that book for Marius and collected those notes.
We're begging for David Talbot.
I want it so bad.
For David Talbot.
So bad.
I do too.
There was a report on Suzanne Mayfair, and there was a very good quote where she describes why she named her ghost Lasher, because the wind lashes when he is around her. Straight out of the books, folks. Like, again, like,
someone
this
read a
isn't
book.
based on a book. This isn't based on a book. It's based on all the books.
But
somebody in here
books.
read. That's right. They read some books.
Because you get to see Pandora's beautiful name mentioned.
You also get to see Amadeo's name mentioned.
Amadeo.
The final page is seems to be a pamphlet or a learning and education on how to kill a vampire. I was like, all right then. Now we know why somebody wanted to burn that building down, maybe. All right. This is my theory. So first of all, I want to pick a nit.
Okay.
In episode 4, obviously, Justin Kirk appears as Raglan James. We talked about it. I think it was the highlight so far for this series. And one of the highlights, honestly, in the whole Immortal universe. It's one of the reasons why that was a cooler deal that AMC had purchased more than just the vampire books, whereas the Hulu deal was just really for the Vampire Chronicles. And I think, honestly, they only had the rights to like the first 4, maybe. But this is what we wanted. Give us characters that cross over. Give us interesting glimpses that aren't technically in the books, but make sense given the events that we do see in the book.
Yes, and that fit in with the universe. It's not characters acting completely out of the way a character should behave. Like the way we expect the character to behave. Raglan is a piece of work, just like he always is, and he's always running a fucking scam, which I fucking love. Like, that man is going to double cross you to double cross you again.
We had glimpsed him in the trailer for Talamasca, like the overall season trailer, the show trailer. So we knew that he was going to be in the show at some point. But you and I, watching episode 4, did not expect him to be there in this episode. It was a surprise when he walks in and picks Guy's pocket. So when I saw our fans 2 days before the show is out, and there's a teaser trailer, and there's articles about Raglan James crossing over into Talamasca, I was like, damn it.
So spoiled. It did get so spoiled.
Yeah, bummed me out.
Very spoiled. Yeah.
Okay.
Qui-Gon. It's like Qui-Gon's noble death all over again.
Don't read the track listing.
Don't read the track list.
Hey, be careful reading that track listing for season 3 when it comes out too. I know it's for the Vampire Lestat. Like, it is going to come out and it's going to spoil stuff. Especially if you're not a book reader.
I would say especially if you're not a book reader. I think most of us book readers kind of know what to expect, but if you're not, don't do it.
On the question of Raglan James specifically, though, and what is his agenda? What is he getting to? And I saw several questions about that. Like, Why did he want the vampire blood? And is it just for money? Is it just for the healing factor? Is he trying to become a vampire, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? Okay. Zach Brahani in our chat says, I doubt it, but it would be interesting if real Rashid shows up. I don't doubt it, actually, Zach. I think he might show up before the season is over. I've got a feeling those two in particular are working together. And again, it hadn't exactly occurred to me, but we know they're working together. First of all, we know, and I think we can move this back over to Interview with the Vampire and the Vampire Lestat series as well. The Talamasca goes rogue all over the place, don't they? They do in the books as well.
They do in the books constantly. David Talbot
Operations
is
always
getting his shit in things he shouldn't, and so is Leitner, and then all those Talamasca guys that ended up fucking Mayfair witches. My God.
And men, by the way, it's bad. It's bad all over is my point. So, I think that's entirely what we might be seeing here. And the fact that Raglan and Rashid were connected in this sting operation behind the scenes to aid Daniel? I mean, maybe. But also, it occurs to me now, Raglan was heavily involved, if not the primary mover, on the publishing of the Interview with the Vampire book by Daniel Malloy, right? We know that from the show. He was, if not the head of that project and literally doing it off the books himself, then heavily, heavily involved in its sculpting and in the publishing. What if his entire agenda has been just to draw Lestat out into the open?
I mean, this guy wants a body swap. He wants to be a vampire without having to be a vampire.
And if you're gonna swap bodies,
my God, why would you not?
Why don't you want the best one? You know?
Yeah.
Okay. And again, slight spoilers here, but it's in the title of the book, y'all. Tale of the Body Thief is what we're working towards. And there's been a lot of speculation online. Okay, well, who are the bodies that we're going to be talking about there and how that's all going to play out? I think that we are going to see Justin Kirk until the very end of that storyline. And I do think at the end of that storyline, that actor will probably go away.
Yeah.
For various reasons. In the novel, if they did straight up the novel, then he would be gone before we get to that story, honestly. That will not be the case, in my opinion. I think that real Rashid, that Justin Kirk as Raglan James, I still think that that David will be involved. But they may swap Daniel in there too, because that's another thing you could do. Let's say that Eric doesn't want to be tied in for 17 seasons or something. Again, though, he seems to be having such fun with it. I don't know that he's going to go anywhere. And it's not like, yes, he is the older member of the cast, and so he's going to show his age probably more than the others will over the next few years. But like, there's makeup, y'all. There's effects. I think that's fine too. I don't think he has to go anywhere, but there's an out.
Well, and I do think that the worst job they've done in painting themselves in a corner has been to not introduce David Talbot as a character. That puts them in a real shitty place for at least 2 or 3 of these fucking books. You know what I mean? Like, so they're gonna either have to shift that again to a different character or go ahead and bite the bullet and figure out a way to get him into the story.
Yeah. And again, there's different ways that they could do that. But my guess is that all of those actors and all of those characters will play a big, big role in our Tale of the Body Thief season. And I think Jacob will be there too. I do think Jacob's part in that story might be minimalized, honestly, because Louis' so minimal a part in the book. And yet the part that he plays in the book would be so poignant, I think, for this particular storyline that we've been enjoying, and the way that their relationship has played out so far on screen.
Yeah.
It would feel really good if he got to tell Lestat to fuck off and then maybe burn his cabin down,
Louis would never, except for all the times he did.
All right. Okay, one more thing about episode 4. This is from Malishka on YouTube. Part of me was having Vampire the Masquerade flashbacks with various covens of vamps controlling certain businesses in the mortal world. I liked
love that.
Oh my goodness, I had totally forgotten about it. We should have mentioned that in that episode. I did love the idea of the vampire gang running the hotel. I mentioned that, but I didn't think about Masquerade.
Yeah, and they did a TV version of it for a hot second, and it did not last long, but it was so good. I was so upset.
We will abso-fucking-lutely talk about that at some point in the future, Ashley, because I love that series too.
It was so good.
I rented it on DVD 4 separate times from Netflix. Like, I kept getting them to send it back so I could watch it again because I enjoyed it so much. And it was
and that's
so
when it
silly.
took effort to get a DVD. You had to get it and you had to send it back.
But like the level of production values on that Masquerade series are silly. It was low quality even for like Canadian genre television at the time,
and it was
right?
So fun.
It was so much fun, and such a rich world for storytelling, which is what they've begun to build out here. And I've seen several people say, "Hey, Talamasca is not exactly my bag," but it is interesting to see quality extensions to this universe, even in a direction that's not really formed. It's like, hey, you don't have to see every Marvel movie, right? They might not be all right up your alley, but they're coloring out the universe.
And for sure, this genre is not up everybody's alley. I get that.
Yeah.
And especially if you're like a gothic horror fan, this is kind of this is a bit of a weird choice, but it tickles my fancy. It does scratch the itch. We talked about it scratching an itch, but not necessarily scratching the interviews of Vampire, Vampire Lestat itch. And that is very accurate.
That's it. It ain't the same. It ain't. It's one of the reasons why, hey, I'll give a little pat on the back to Daddy AMC Plus here for a second. I was on there today. I went and watched the episode insiders for episode 3 and 4, which, by the way, AMC, hire me to mix your episode insider audio because the mix is terrible on all 4 of them so far. The music is super high and the voices are all super low, and you got to put on captions to have any idea what they're saying. But here's what AMC offers. If you're like us and you like horror generally, holy moly, they got so much of it. And not just horror. They've got all sorts of great content on AMC. But I was looking specifically, they've got new originals for like a 4-month span every year as you go into Christmas, basically from Halloween all the way to New Year's. They've got new originals dropping basically every week. There's Abraham's Boys, which is like a Dracula extension. That's out right now on AMC Plus. There's one that's coming. What is it? Good Boy, the horror movie about the dog.
The dog.
Experiencing a possession, I think is what that one is. That one's coming soon to AMC Plus. So like, here's one that I've just added to my queue today. Aliens Expanded, I think is the name of it. And at first I thought it was just like an extended version of the Aliens movie cut, you know? No. It's a 4.5-hour documentary breaking down and discussing James Cameron's Aliens. Yeah, I'm like, bitch, please. Yes, I'll take some of that. Yeah. So anyway, thank you, AMC, for creating a great platform for weirdos like us. Also,
we appreciate our content.
Mandy Taylor would sue me if I didn't say it. They've got the newsreader as well, which I'm gonna get to, Mandy. It's on my list.
I swear to God,
I'm getting there.
I have to watch this Frankenstein first.
Okay, I went into Netflix today and added about 4 things to my queue because I hadn't added Frankenstein yet. And part of me is very, very torn because I need to find some time to watch it with my 17-year-old. Judah is so down to watch it, and both of us want to watch it on the big TV on the surround system. But it's like, when do we got 3 hours to for both of us to see? He's working now, and so it's like, anyway.
Yeah.
Cats in the cradle with the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man in the moon.
You gotta be strategic, Joel. Is what you gotta be. Strategic.
Strategery, and a lockbox. All right. I don't think I'll like being here without her, Ashley. This is how our episode starts. We're back on our twins, our left behind twin in particular, as she watches who we assume is Helen drive away. Lot of people, by the way, talking about the way that Helen looks at herself in the mirror. There's a couple of times when Helen dons disguises. There's a couple of moments when she looks at herself in the mirror and she pulls her hair back. A couple of people noticed she puts on some glasses, pulls her silver hair back. Looks a little like old Raglan James. just a little bit. So like, what is there something there? I don't think there's something there. I do think, and several people pointed out in the comments, I think it is possible that either we have watched Helen's twin already in the show and not known it. In some of the investigations and some of the adventures that we think we are watching Helen, we may have been watching her twin, and we may have watched Helen portray her twin to someone, and Helen may be being both people in different places as she is on the trail of what happened to this other half of her. There's my take on that so far.
Yeah, I think that's, and there's something to be said too, to like look at her face in a different way. Look at her looking at her own face, her hair, her, to see what her sister might look like if she were to see her. I
think that's closer to what was happening but I do think all of that is intended to make you go, what?
Yeah,
what's this about?
Fucking Helen up to?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's all over the place.
So we get a glimpse of this train ride with Helen's twin, which is interesting because I'm sort of thinking, where are we getting this memory from? Like in universe, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
this happened a couple of times in the interview series too.
Yeah.
You're like, who told us this?
Who are we getting this from? Yeah. Which is another thing to put it towards. Maybe we've seen her already.
Yes. It seems like she's got a photographic memory, at least among her quote unquote abilities, whatever it is that the organization found in her that they didn't find in Helen. Photographic memory seems to be part of it. He polls her on various people in the crowd's shoes and how many books they had or whatever. Yes. How many steps, etc. They say no more tests when we get to where we're going. You'll be doing something much more important. All right, none of this sounds good to me, though, is my point. The nefarious man on the train taking the child away into the distance. It's not.
No,
not
it
kosher.
Feels very Talamasca, but it does not feel good.
Yes. Okay. Old Doris. So we mentioned her spray can in the last episode. Why does she have the spray can? She's got road flares too, Ashley.
She's got fucking flares. Yes, ma'am. This is a DIY queen right here, and I am here for it. The best.
I think we even mentioned with the spray can, like, what was she going to do? Like, do the old, like, lighter in a spray can trick?
Right, we did.
I'll do you one better.
No, with a fucking flare, bench.
2 or 3 road flares. How about that, actually? Yeah.
That's it's a sweet-ass flamethrower.
Many people said some version of this feedback, though. Jasper knows she's in the boot, right? Like, I mean, surely he can read her mind. He can smell her.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think he probably does. And I didn't think about it when we were watching last episode, but going back and seeing a couple of those scenes again today, I thought, okay, he says things like, somebody really cares for you, guy. There's somebody. Who is she? And to us, it seemed like he was just talking about the fact that a woman had called in that Guy was in trouble. I think he was literally talking about, there's a woman that's hiding in my trunk.
There's a lady in the trunk.
And she's here to help you.
I didn't put her there.
Now, like, why did he not do something about her when they got to where they were going, like right away?
Oh,
why did he leave her in the trunk to get away?
I think he had to.
Yeah, I just think Jasper was overconfident, but I do think he knew that he was there, that she was there.
I agree, but I don't think he thought she was anything to worry about. Because he probably couldn't get into her head enough to figure out she was a fucking witch.
No, that's another thing. Probably she was guarding her mind, so he couldn't find all of her intentions or her abilities. Jasper says, I obsess, I strategize, but I do not lie, and I cannot stand when someone lies to me. Okay, this was, again, big part of the conversation, especially in the Facebook group. What do we know about Jasper? And a lot of people are repeating the things that he said, but then somebody will go, but
we don't, just because he said it doesn't mean it's true. Yeah.
I do tend to think that he has been, I think his obfuscation and his manipulation comes through basically telling the truth. I think it's effectively just what Guy is doing back to him, right? Guy's like, they sent me here to run you, and I'm unhappy with them, and all of those things are true. And I genuinely think when you have two people who both have mind reading abilities, maybe
Telling
that's
the
sort of
truth
the
is
only way to play it.
Yeah. I mean, it's the easiest way to play it. Even if you've got a cover story, you want to have truth in it because most people are not good liars. You know what I mean? And if you've got somebody digging around in your brain that's just as good at digging around in brains as you are, like, you gotta fucking stick with something.
I mean, and probably better, right? Like, we met Burton early, and of course, Guy had really only begun to use his powers purposely, but Burton
Right, and he's off
was
his
like,
meds now too.
oh, you think you can read minds? Let me put you out on the balcony, motherfucker. Like, you don't know what's up.
Cute little.
I mean, and even here, like, Guy's making his play, and Jasper's like, no, thank you, actually. Here's the hole that you're going to die in, and I'm going to turn you into a revenant if you don't get to talking.
Here's my special clicker I'm going to use just for you.
I really did not see how they were, and even though I knew about the flares and the lighter, I still didn't exactly see how this was going to happen. But Doris saves Guy's bacon again.
Oh, man. By frying Jasper's.
I love the symmetry that she used Jasper's goons to save Guy and then saves him from Jasper's goons.
Yes. And then that chase, the car chases they're leaving is so great. Like bashing fucking revenants into the bars and things. Oh, I loved it.
Okay. Here is one of those times where I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to yes, but I like the boldness. I like the attempt. We've praised this show a lot, especially we've praised Interview for its production values, but I think this show generally looks pretty good.
Yeah.
This getaway sequence looks cheap to me. This getaway sequence, this felt like a Doctor Who chase scene to me.
Okay. I'll accept that, but when that vampire hit that, like, the side of the wall, I was so excited. It just really pleased me. I don't know. I like a good bludgeoning.
To me, I feel like you could have. I feel like there's the easy, cheaper way that I immediately go to. You could have basically done this same thing, but do all the menace with one revenant that gets through, right? You have the big crowd, but the door closes. Only one gets to the car. And then, or you stop them all in some other way, but one gets there, and maybe you could do a bit higher level of close-up combat and special effect with one vampire trying to tear into them rather than, like, knocking 4 or 5 off the car. I don't know. I wish that was the one part of this that kind of bummed. And honestly, it's been the only letdown as far as production level goes the whole show for me.
Yeah, and I liked it. I had a good time. I thought it was exactly what would happen in a creepy fucking parking garage like that.
Another big continuous point is Guy's inconsistency / stupidity. A lot of people have feedback on, like, I cannot buy that Guy can sneak up on Helen and trail her, for days, but then also forget to get the book that very first night when, Kevis dies, et cetera, et cetera. The guy's literally gasping, pointing, saying book, and he leaves it there. Like, how does that make sense?
Yeah. He
trails Helen, but then he's dumb enough to just bash the lock in and go back into the crime scene, leave his fingerprints all over the place again. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you on that. I do think there are some inconsistencies. There's one more. Speaking of, I got to go pull this up. I read this today, and I didn't have it in our notes, but it was too good not to mention. Let me see here. It was about London. Huh. Oh, come on. Hang on.
Now it's fucking hiding. You'll never find it.
I know, right?
Hiding in the shadows.
Like, seriously. Okay. I'm going back to search. There's got to be a way I can search, right? I've got to read you this now because I've wasted so much fucking time on it.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
While we are on this trip, though, M5713M says Talamasca is coming to Netflix internationally. I saw this the other day, by the way.
I
So
saw
there's
that
a high
too.
chance Liv is going to find it in some less crusty places soon. I appreciate that.
That's wonderful news. We want everyone to have access to it. More eyes on it, the better. My God. And we don't want you to have to go to the crusty edges of the internet.
Yeah, right?
You never know what kind of whatever you'll run into there.
Jesus. It was so good. They talked about the detective. They talked about the location. Oh. Yes, maybe.
Did you find it?
Yeah, hang on. Load all comments. No! What the hell? This is very, very fucking frustrating.
This is quite upsetting.
Okay. I'm giving up, and literally I'm going to play like the Jeopardy music thinking for a second while I cut all of that giant space out where I didn't find what I was looking for.
Hours later.
A few minutes later. Here's the point of the comment that I was looking for, though. They said, first of all the things that Ashley and I used to complain about True Blood, for instance, and their various geographical issues in the state of Louisiana, when we complained about how Quinn Tarquin Blackwood goes from northeast Louisiana to New Orleans in an hour. He just drives across the Pontchartrain. Yeah. This is like that for London to those people, apparently. First of all, that detective the gruff detective that we both thought was cool. Nobody speaks like that. Not in London or any other part of England, apparently. That accent's way wrong. Elizabeth McGovern's accent's very strange, too. Although, I think that is mostly her. She is an American that's lived in Great Britain for most of her life, I think.
Yeah,
so,
she's got
like a large part of her career.
Got a little Madonna lilt.
Yeah. But the other one that they had a big problem with is the red call boxes. There's no way that you could use the red call boxes as dead drops like that because they are all either like little little public libraries, or they've all been repurposed
Converted.
in some fashion.
Yeah, it's just something else.
Yes, and they're in use and like regularly trafficked, and you couldn't stick notices like that on them. The other thing is, the comment said, there's no way that he would be barking sexy, sexy on the street corner in Soho. That hasn't happened since the 70s. It's not a thing.
Well,
and her point was genuinely like, of all the jobs that are available in England that they could have given him to do,
you picked this one that makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't know what they were doing there.
I think they were just trying to be funny, honestly, and humiliate him a little bit, maybe.
I was trying to find that comment, but no luck. All right.
No luck. It's gone forever.
Okay, here's the point of all of that, though. She lights Jasper right the fuck up with that spray can, too, and Jasper is a flame. Okay, immediately I'm like, okay, they're not going to kill him.
No,
because he's going to continue in this universe. I feel even if the show doesn't, Jasper's going to continue.
It gives us a little hint that he's not super old,
but also resourceful. Right,
yeah.
He goes right to work on how to fix things after this.
But
I immediately was like, "Oh, we're going to get to see him real messy."
Yeah, he doesn't.
Absolutely.
He clearly does not have, ancient blood, or very much of it if he does, because he went up like a cherry bomb.
I do like, though, how Guy and Doris are talking about what their chances are. And Guy says, Jasper has all the resources of the mother house. We can't go anywhere in England. And Doris says, so what does that mean? And Guy says, reconstructive surgery.
One of the things that I wrote, that I put in my notes, was something Jasper said to Guy, and he said that he wants to live a life out of the shadows, which I thought was really interesting because it's so much like one of Lestat's driving forces in the vampire Lestat is to like, I'm gonna let everybody fucking know. And it seems to be like that might be part of Jasper's agenda too, or at least to be able to live a life that where he can, you know, I don't know, not have to hide and lurk, where he can just be a vampire.
Well, and he hasn't said the words "the great conversion" out loud yet, and Raglan didn't say it in his time on the show, but Jasper has told us that there are not enough vampires, and when there are enough of us, we'll have a seat at the table again. So it sounds like he is clearly, if not the only driving force, one of the main movers on that whole idea, and that's Jasper is probably the one that Raglan was referring to when he mentioned that. The other thing, though, that says to me is that the way, the reasoning, and the way in which different vampire groups confront Lestat during his tour that is upcoming, it might be different in the books as far as their reasoning or their argument, and some of them might be hoping to get him on their side instead of attacking him.
Right. Or,
You know?
yeah, absolutely. They are on his team, you know, have kind of the same thoughts about how things should be going forward.
I mean, it really does remind me of, like, I don't know if you've ever watched Letterkenny. It's one of my favorite comedy shows from Canada, but there was a period in the Letterkenny popularity where a bunch of right-wingers basically showed up in the fandom and were like, oh, we love this show too.
Yeah.
And the show literally made an episode called Hard Right J, where they had neo-Nazis come to town, and the town beat them the fuck up and ran them out. They were like, no, thank you, actually.
No.
This show is not for you, in fact.
You are not welcome here.
Yeah. That's how Lestat is going to respond, I think, to Jasper when he shows up and says, hey, let's just turn them all into vampires. I do wonder, though, where Akasha might come down on such a burgeoning plan, for instance, when she's around, and whether the Jaspers of this universe are going to be aligned with her, no matter what her book plan exactly is.
Right.
All right. Our medical examiner that we love so much, which, by the way, lots of commentary on her beautiful bowl haircut.
Oh, yes. That's an aggressive bob is what that is. It's not cunty. It's aggressive.
She's got guy, though, thanks to her techie friend, which, by the way, I love the way that she plays this guy. He clearly wants a chance, and she might be willing to give him one, but she will absolutely hint at a chance to get this guy to continue grinding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me what I need. Look, women have been using their wiles for centuries, Joel. It's what we have instead of equal rights.
It's what we have instead of equal rights is the name of the episode. There you go.
It'd
So
be funny
Guy
if it weren't true.
Guy has set Helen up to meet him at the Sexy Club, which I think is hilarious.
Yes. This is a great
wrote in my
place
notes,
to meet your spy handlers.
I wrote that off to the champagne room we go. It's not the champagne room, though. It's the peep show theater they're in.
Peep show quarter room, Joel. Pop your quarter in, see some titties. Or
I got to tell you,
talk to Helen.
Maybe it's just a matter of you need to bring more coins. I don't know. To me, that time limit is a little aggressive, in my opinion.
Oh, no, I think you're supposed to bring more coins, Joel. It's meant to be aggressive.
I'm fairly certain we stopped by that place at least once or twice while we were in New Orleans, by the way. I think this was shot on set there. Okay. Guy says to her at one point during his pitch to get her help on all of this, he says, it might get me hurt, and you don't want that, do you? And Helen answers him no. And again, we don't know. These people are very shady individuals. Basically, everybody in the show is shady and multi-layered agenda'd.
Yes.
You know, but I take Helen at her word. I look in her eyes and I don't think she does want Guy hurt. And I don't know exactly what that connection is there. We've talked about it.
He must know that, or he wouldn't have said, he must have picked that up from her. So he wouldn't have said that if he didn't know the answer. You know what I mean?
Well, I think it's possible that he could have been gambling, but I think he felt confident. I think he felt confident that was going to land.
Yeah.
And it
also,
did.
She might have given it to him, you know?
He says that you're after something more than just the book, something very personal. And again, maybe he's just doing card reading here, right? Like he's just, you've had a great tragedy in your life.
Right.
But feels like he's nailing it on the head and knows that he is, and she admits it too. Okay, he tells this story about the principal, Ashley, and it seems so innocuous when he starts it. And at first I thought, did the principal do something untoward, or is this going to be like his scarring story? And it is. It just was it. And I knew his mother died when he was young. And anyway, again, caught me from left field and kind of hit me. This episode I didn't love in general, but this moment was really, really good. What did he say? He said, all the color in my world was about to leave, and she was the first one who knew, the principal.
Yeah. That was really good writing right there.
Again, Guy and Helen are both just chasing lost family. Like we didn't know that going into this story, but both of them were just chasing lost family.
It's not a surprising fucking concept for Anne's books. I mean, everyone's chasing lost family, or trying to find some family, or trying to find their people, their coven,
So is Jasper. You just mentioned their coven too. Jasper, I mean, he can't get them back, right? But he's on the bride's mission from the Tarantino movie.
Right.
He's on hell or high water. He's going to get his revenge. Man. Okay. Jasper's healing is impressive. And at first I was like, how is he doing? He's using the ancient's blood, of course. He's got a briefcase full of blood. Also, he's found Guy, apparently. They say, oh, we know where they are. We're going to get them right now. Meanwhile, Guy and Doris are in a living room planning their backstories for their new lives. I thought that was a cute scene.
Yes. Playing a game of Sorry.
And here it's a little disappointing on the one hand. It's exciting, though, when you think about the broader implications. We get our Lestat cameo because he's playing in the bar, Ashley.
Yeah, it was good, though. It was good. But I mean, we wanted more. We wanted more. We expected not more, though. We did not expect more.
What I expected was, honestly, I expected a clip of a music video. I thought we would see him on the television. But what this says is, first of all, the tour is maybe not underway,
but
the
recorded.
album is out, or at least the single is, right? And it's being teased, which probably means the book is out or about to be too, right? And so, or maybe there's not a book in this universe, but my guess is there is a book. And regardless of whether there's a book or not, that is all happening. And so when they first said they were going to go do Rockstar after season 2 was done, we were like, give us music videos, give us teases in pop culture, put Sam Reed as the host of SNL and the Vampire Lestat as the musical guest, right? Or whatever you want to do. Please, 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 and thank you. Okay, this is like a puddle of testing the water, right? What if and they'll see how our response is. My response is a little, okay, but I want more. I want that, but more. Yes,
I've already heard that little tidbit of that same song before.
Yeah. I will say, I'm glad, honestly, that they gave us a song that we knew, because then we don't have to debate for sure whether that was Sam
whether or not it was real, whether or not it was
the
right one. Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I recognized it immediately, which was a really good feeling too, because you're like, oh my God, there it is. This is it. This is
it. For like 1 second, I was like, do they have Lestat playing in a little coffee shop bar? Like, is he like on the little mini stage? Like he's
doing a tiny desk in a pub.
Helen keeping a gun in the condom machine. Let's talk about that for a second.
I thought it was a tampon machine.
Oh, maybe it is a tampon. Good call. I just assumed, honestly, because I don't go into bathrooms where there are tampon machines.
I got so excited at the idea of keeping tiny revolvers in tampon machines.
You're probably right. It probably was a tampon machine, because I don't think she snuck into the men's
well, and I'll tell you this, Joel, I'm pretty sure no one's restocked a fucking tampon machine in a bathroom since 1996. Because they're always fucking empty.
They didn't restock them very often then, from my understanding, honestly. Yeah. Okay, so Doris and Guy are getting a little comfy, and so are the Amiee and her techie. Meanwhile, the Revenants are on the move. But Ashley, we were mistaken. They didn't go after Guy and Doris. the Revenants got sent for the witches, and
Oof.
Olive stands
Is
there and
there.
watches them.
Well, and our guy, our tech guy left to have the beer. While he was gone, her ID is the one that popped up as the person who had done whatever they were looking to see who had done it.
Olive is Agent Chrysalis. Agent
Yeah.
Chrysalis is the one unredacted line that we got on the card that the
Code name?
that Maisie Richardson pulled up in that first episode. I say Maisie Richardson. Maisie Richardson is playing Olive, I think. Who was our character from the first one? It's not Doris.
Nope. It's
She was only in that first episode, and they
She was
killed her. I
only in
can't
that
remember her
first
name. They
episode.
mentioned her though. That first agent though that died,
threw herself in front of the train.
Yes, threw herself in front of the train rather than get eaten by the Revenants. She's the one, or excuse me, Olive is the one that she was looking for, apparently. All right. So, first of all of our witches on this houseboat, which, by the way, we've gotten a couple of pieces of feedback asking if the houseboat has the Harry Potter tent spell put on it. How do they have all these witches in that one houseboat? How are they all living on that boat?
It's deeper in the water than we realize.
Yeah, that's the answer.
It's got a heavy hull, Joel.
Okay, so we learned that we just it's got a basement in the. That's it. All the witches' houses have basements. So we already learned. We talked about this earlier. Like all of these people are nefarious in some way. They've all got double agendas and are willing to double cross folks. Now Olive has been outed as somebody who's willing to watch all of these witches get eaten to pieces to cover her own tracks, it seems. Now we learn Doris has the fucking book that we've been looking for and everybody is seemingly after. Meanwhile, I think the full codex has been unlocked back at the Emmy's tech station. I think that thumb drive is the 752 that they're looking for. I think that's the backup of the library, Ashley. Maybe I'm wrong, but no, I think that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, that makes 100% sense. And it would be something digital. Like we know at this point it would be something digital.
And which makes me wonder what exactly the book is. Like, what is the book that Doris has that we thought we were tracking to begin? I always thought, how do you put the whole library of the Talamasca in one book? That doesn't make much sense. But I mean, there's magic involved, right? It's not that kind of movie. Sometimes I do have to remind myself.
Absolutely. I mean, you do choose this genre, Joel.
It's true. It's true. Okay episode. It was just an okay episode. Great finish, though, I felt like. I'm very much looking forward to this finale. I'm super hopeful for a renewal, right?
I am too. Well, I think that everyone, I think a lot of the discussion I've seen has been like, there's just too much fucking hanging out there that isn't resolved for them to get done in one last episode. But I do think they're going to leave some things hanging out there for a second season.
Okay, here's something that occurred to me though, because we haven't even really heard rumors of a renewal or what the plan is for this show. I'll tell you, I put feelers out about potential interviews with cast members after the renewal is announced. I did get a response, but it was non-committal in every possible way. So, what if they are working for a title switch like the Vampire Lestat? What if season 2 of this show, what if all of these actors or most of these actors move on to a new series, but it's called Talamasca Tale of the Body Thief, for instance? It occurs to me, Ashley, that much of the groundwork for the adventure story that you and I like so much about that novel could be done even without Lestat being around, right? You could have a 6-episode run that really focuses on the shenanigans of Raglan James. Here's one idea that I hadn't thought of.
We're literally getting a taste of it right now. They're laying the groundwork in this. They laid, I
had always assumed, based on the books, that his ability to do the titular thing that he does is something that he's had for a very long time. What if he doesn't know it yet because it's in the 752? What if Raglan still has to learn that particular little secret and we get to watch him do it?
We get to watch him do it. That would be an interesting way to tell that story.
I'm saying, and also it would make all of that payoff when those things eventually happen with all of our main characters coming. Like, it would make a similar crossover event to what we are about to get in Queen of the Damned, right? You would get to do that again a season or two later when all of these Talamasca characters are suddenly very involved with our vampires. So anyway, I see some really, really big potential here. I got my fingers crossed. I think this is coming back.
And if all we get is another season of it, continuing on with this story, I'm happy with that. Let's roll.
Huzzah, indeed. All right, that is episode 5 of Talamasca, The Secret Order, The Puzzle Palace. Onward and upward. Next week, we'll be back with the finale already. It's the 752. That's the name of the episode.
752.
Yeah, very excited for that one.
752.
Chekhov's 752. All right. Don't forget, you can get everything we do early and ad-free if you're not already signed up at articulatecoven.com/join. Go visit articulatecoven.com/events to find info about our 26 and 27 Convergence get-togethers in New Orleans. Oh, and one other bit of business. When we sign off, if you are a patron, you'll get the first issue of Articulate Coven Afterlife. We're going to be discussing It and It Chapter 2 from 2017 and 2019, the films that lead up and are connected to the HBO Max series Welcome to Derry, which we will also talk about soon. All right. Until the next time, we have been your hosts. I'm Joel.
I'm Ashley.
And we are the Articulate Coven. Thank you for sharing this time with the Articulate Coven. Support the show as either a free or paid member at articulatecoven.com/join. You can also find us on YouTube, Spotify, and wherever you listen to podcasts. Find more from the Coven with our sister show, Flan Again, covering the works of Mike Flanagan.